Hello, magic casters of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my Spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning into the 25th episode of our Find Familiar series. Before we get too far ahead, I just want to remind you that this channel is not aimed at a child audience. That being said, we're going to be taking a look at another one of the Volo's Guide monsters. So these are optional familiars, by the way. Run them past your DM if you want to pick them. We're going to be looking at the Pseudo Beholder, the Gazer, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pretty good one, in all honesty. It's the best familiar we've covered so far, if you ask me. And it's really good for those more random characters out there. That being said, let's take a look at its stats. So you're going to notice an AC of 13, which puts it up on the higher end of the AC spectrum. 13 health points. My goodness, very cool stuff. Calculated by 3 die 4 plus 6. I'd actually roll those and see what you can get, but pretty good regardless, let me tell you. It has a fly speed of 30 feet and it does hover, so it's never on the ground. Looking at its stats, you'll notice strength is -4. It does have a 3 there, though, which actually isn't that bad. It's also fairly intelligent relative to the other familiars. It has a +3 to dexterity and a +2 to con, though, which are probably its best areas. When you look at its skills, +4 to perception, which is ridiculously good, +5 to stealth, which is also awesome. It has Darkvision up to 60 feet and a passive perception of 14, which is unreal. It also has a +2 to wisdom saving throws. This is the only familiar that actually has an advantage on, or has a modifier attached to a saving throw. And it is immune to being sent prone, mostly to do with the fact that firstly it hovers passively, and secondly it's never really on the ground anyways. Taking a look at its other traits here, it has the aggressive trait, which as a bonus action, it can move up to its speed towards a hostile creature that it can see. Kind of sort of like dashing as a bonus action, but it can only be aimed at a hostile creature that it can see. Pretty cool. It can also go through Mimicry, which is really good. We already know what it does. Basically, you imitate a simple sound or speech, and the target must make a DC 10 wisdom saving throw, a DC 10 insight check, my bad, to see whether or not it's an imitation. It also has the familiar tag attached to it, which is super great stuff. It forms a telepathic bond, and basically the only requirement for the Gazer is that its master has to be able to cast at least 3rd level spells, which is really, really good stuff. Honestly, I really like that it's folded into the character that way. I think that makes a lot of sense, so good job on that one, Wizards. Looking at its actions now, you'll notice it has a bite and eye raise. So the bite is pretty standard, +5 to hit, deals 1 piercing damage, not super great in any real regard. Where it really counts is its eye raise, though, and man, these are cool. So you shoot 2 of the following. They're randomly determined, choose 2 targets that you can see within 60 feet. So looking at these eye rays here, there's 4 of them. So Dazing Ray, the target creature must succeed on a DC 12 wisdom saving throw or be charmed until the start of the Gazer's next turn. While it's charmed in this way, it has half speed and disadvantage on attack rolls, which is pretty cool. 2 would be a Fear Ray. The target creature must succeed on a DC 12 wisdom saving throw or be frightened until the start of the Gazer's next turn, which is really cool. 3rd is Frost Ray, and this is the only one that does damage. The target creature must succeed on a DC 12 dexterity saving throw or take 10 cold damage, determined by 3 die 6. Naturally, I'd actually roll those and see what you can get, but that's about it. And then 4th is Telekinetic Ray. If the target is a creature that is medium or smaller, must succeed on a DC 12 strength saving throw or be moved up to 30 feet directly away from the Gazer. Very cool. You can also target objects, and if you decide to do so and you roll Telekinetic Ray, so long as it weighs 10 pounds or less and isn't being worn or carried, the creature moves it up to 30 feet in any direction. The Gazer can also exert fine control over objects with this ray, such as manipulating a simple tool or opening a container. Now, By raw, all of these are randomly determined. I would, however, make the case that if you had enough time to prepare, like let's say 10 minutes, something like that, like a ritual, you could actually pick whichever one you wanted to use. That would be my ruling on it personally. By raw, it doesn't say that, but it would make logical sense. That being said, guys, that's going to be the Gazer. I think it's really great, honestly. Is it particularly overwhelming? Yeah, maybe. I might only allow the Warlocks to have it, or give it to some kind of a quest reward, or a certain level thing. I understand it says 3rd level spells are higher, but it's pretty quick to get to those 3rd level spells, and this would essentially add 4 new spells to your spell list. So, I mean, as a DM, play it however you want. As a player character, make whatever case you want. But personally, I think a quest reward is probably the best way to get the Gazer. And I would only make it a one-time thing. So if it dies, no more Gazer forever. Kind of like that. A little bit harsh, but I think it's fair. That being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I really do appreciate it. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, uses, or interesting ideas for the Gazer, please let me know down beneath. That being said, I hope you all have a great day, and as always, happy casting.